It's no secret that your diet plays a big part in the fat loss equation, but there is so much conflicting information out there about what we should and should not eat that you never quite know what is truly helpful or just a fad. So in this video, I want to focus on the main culprits of foods that hurt our fat loss results. My name is Jennifer Lipscomb, and I help Black menopausal women with a sweet tooth lose fat on a partly or fully plant-based diet without skipping dessert. For some reason, the industry keeps getting away with fooling us into buying healthy foods that do the opposite of what they're intended for. These so-called healthy foods don't serve fat loss, and they increase our chances of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. And who are the women who suffer the most? Black women, because we have a higher risk of becoming insulin resistant, getting diabetes, and dying from heart disease more than any other group of women. And you want to know one surprising reason why we have a higher risk? Not just our diet or even our genes, which they believe could possibly make us more sensitive to salt. But one of the most unsettling reasons is that we just don't know about our risk. So when symptoms arise, we don't look into it and try to get it treated. We don't even try to prevent it by changing our diet because we aren't even aware of our risk and our family history. That's why I do what I do, not just so Black women can lose fat, because after all, that's probably the main reason why we all are motivated to seek help, but also so that we as Black women can learn together about the health risks that we share and to encourage one another to look into our diet and lifestyle and do what we can do to protect ourselves and our community. So knowing about the wrong food choices can help empower us to change our habits and improve our nutrition so that we can lose belly fat and improve our health. So before I tell you the main reason for our poor food choices, if you're enjoying this content, I would love it if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell to get all the videos once they're released. And please share with as many Black menopausal women that you can so that we can grow our community, encourage one another in our fat loss journey, and help decrease our risk for chronic diseases. So if you didn't know already, the main culprit for our poor food choices is processed foods. Processed foods are the enemy because they contain high levels of sugar, fat, and salt, which affect our hormones, increase our storage of fat, and increase our risk of chronic diseases. But processed foods come in pretty packaging that convince us it will help us and not harm us, like protein bars, granola, or low-fat products, or sugar-free products. They sound like they're harmless, but in fact, they spike our blood sugar, increase our insulin, increase our blood pressure, and ultimately drive our bodies to store fat. They trick us with healthy-looking images like green plants that make you feel like it's good for the environment or for the animals and ultimately for our bodies. These are just marketing gimmicks that entice us to purchase their products and make us think that we're doing something good for ourselves. Comment below if you often fall prey for the marketing gimmicks and are having difficulty removing processed foods from your diet, or whether you have strategies you've used yourself to get rid of processed foods that actually work. So to protect ourselves from these harmful ingredients, we need to know under which name they fall on the label. So I've included just a few from the long list because I feel these are the most common that you should avoid to reach your fat loss goals and improve your health. Number one is high fructose corn syrup. It increases our fat storing hormones, so definitely stay away. Number 2 is artificial sweeteners. Studies show that even these diet-friendly ingredients have a negative impact on our metabolic system, which can affect our body's ability to switch to burn fat cells when our glucose is low. Number 3 is refined flour, pasta, rice, and bread, which spike our blood sugar, so we can either eat a small portion with a sauce loaded with protein and fiber to balance our blood sugar, or we can simply replace all of it with whole grain products and eat moderately. Number 4 is palm oil. It's a trans fat which raises our bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides and lowers our good HDL, which can increase our risk of clogged blood vessels and heart attack. Number 5 is shortening or partially hydrogenated oil, which is also trans fats and also clogs our blood vessels and increases our risk of obesity and of metabolic syndrome. Number 6 is MSG. It's a flavor booster which has been known to disrupt chemical activity in the brain. It also affects our heart and our skin, so try to flavor your food naturally. BHA is number 7. It's a preservative, but it disrupts our hormonal system. So for menopausal women looking to balance our hormones as much as possible, it is definitely the enemy. There is a wide spectrum of processed food, ranging from minimally processed to ultra processed. The most optimal foods on the spectrum are, of course, those that have not been modified at all, such as whole foods, and the worst are those that contain little to no nutritive ingredients and generally come in a package. It's not easy to completely eliminate processed foods from our diet, especially if we want to continue to enjoy the traditional meals we had in the past for the holidays or for birthdays or for any other celebration. But the more whole foods we can eat, the more we support our fat loss and our health. So our ultimate nutritional goal is to eat more and more whole plants and veggies and get comfortable with swapping out ingredients with better options in order to help us reduce or eliminate processed foods from our diet one by one. If you want ideas on how to swap out ingredients, you can join my free mini fat loss course where I show you in the 3rd module how to do just that. I'll leave a link in the description notes below.